Welcome to Share Talk, the only podcast where investors come first.
Hi, this is Asiamet with the Bulletin Board Heroes here on Share Talk for Wednesday the 18th of March, and still in the pandemic mode, so not much on the heroes front at the moment, just scrapping around potential long situations. One of them, Asiamet Resources, I wrote about it yesterday. It seems to have bounced off the floor of this falling trend channel from December. That was around the, 0.8 level. Well, at least we're above that, looking for a potential move for the shares to fill that gap up towards 1.5. Obviously, that seems a long way away. On a more negative slant, one would probably say that unless we clear 1.1 pence, yesterday's high, then one would expect a sideways trajectory for the shares. But they have come from very oversold, so there is some positive momentum still to come from that situation. On to one of the winners of the recent past, at least as in terms of the stock market and financial market volatility, CMC Markets. We had a one-touch test of the 200-day moving average, 124 at the beginning of the week, and stock has progressed very well since that. End-of-day close above the 50-day moving average at 158 would possibly give us up to 190 at that resistance line projection, which has been in place since July for the shares. Stop loss really back below 140, which was late February support. On to one of the another sort of unlikely star of the moment, EBR Holdings. Here I just drew this morning a line of support which was broken obviously for March, but line of support from the old 3.14 pence September floor. An end-of-day close above that today would suggest that we've had a pretty sharp bear trap, a very sharp bear trap for the shares, and the stock could at least head back towards the area of the 50-day moving average around 4.5 pence at the moment, even if it then falls away after that. On to a stock which has a perennial bulletin board interest. I'm not quite sure why it should have so much, but there is a theoretical falling wedge here for Nostrum Oil and Gas. The shares need to break or have an end-of-day close above 7 pence, which is that line of resistance from March, to really trigger a possible follow-on towards the old 8.6 pence support area from the end of January. And there is obviously that gap to fill around the 10 pence level. So 7 pence the key trigger level for Nostrum at the moment. On to, I suppose, one of the stocks of the last, the year to date, really, Novavax. Here, a bit disappointing actually this week. We had a line of resistance at 130. Clear triangle break, and that was broken temporarily, the peak there 144, but since then the shares have fallen away, and really they're back on the support line at £1.15. We don't really want to see an end of day close back below that, because that would kill the post January support line there, which has been held on several occasions. So at this stage, 115 the level to hold. If that breaks, there's a risk of a retest of early March support at 80 pence. If you're already short of the stock, then 130 is probably enough of a stop loss on any position of that nature, especially given that the high of the day so far is £1.26. A better situation as far as the technicals are concerned just at the moment comes in the form of Oncomo. We had a great run up there for the shares towards 90 pence for February going into March. The highlight at the moment is the way that there's a gap there down to 36 pence, and the shares have actually bounced above that. That's a buy signal in its own right, at least obviously while we hold above that gap. End of day close above the 50-day moving average at 48 pence could take us back to fill the next gap up at 65 pence for the shares, and obviously rehabilitate the recent rally that we've had. I suppose we're whereas a kind of channel like this to the upside, and that's where we're probably going to be heading for today. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.
Thank you for listening. Remember to visit our website for more news and other podcasts at www.share-talk.com.